different. This is the 2021 Epic EVO Pro. I don't have my hands on this bike yet. I want to get my hands on this bike, but for some reason with the backlog, with the COVID-19 stuff, it's very, very, very hard to get inventory in right now. So I've had a bunch of people ask me to make a review on this bike or just my thoughts on it, which I will do once I get in hand. I'm still waiting for it. It's going to be about maybe early August, late August. That's when they're saying. As you can see, it's out of stock everywhere. But this is my input or take on this kind of black sheepish Epic EVO Pro 2021. So to start off with, the price is $8,250. Normal price range for there, I believe the S-Works is going to be $12,500, so it's $4,000, pretty much $4,000 off of the S-Works price, which is huge. I mean, this is still a very fast and very capable machine, and you're saving $4,000 right off the top. But the reason why this bike is so popular and or is getting so many reviews or just intake on it is because of the fact that it comes with this full Fox setup and full Shimano XTR setup. And whereas every other bike, their Comp Carbon, their Expert, their S-Works, they all come SRAM components and RockShox components all the way through. So this one is going to come with I believe it's a Fox 34 step cast. Factory Kashima coated with 120 millimeter travel. Then you have their rear. This is going to be their Fox float shock right here. Hold on a second. Let me tell you what it is. Rear shock is going to be Fox float DPS factory. Kashima coated again. This is going to be 110 millimeter travel. And then plus you get right here a Fox Kashima coated dropper post as well. This is cable. It's not hydraulic. This is just a cable, but it can stop anywhere you want on here for the travel distance. So you press the dropper post, it stops up and down, releases wherever you like. And then what you got here for the drivetrain is you have a full Shimano XTR setup. This is their 12-speed setup. This is going to be their XTR 9100. I believe the cassette is going to be a 1051, so that bigger cog in the back was a 51 tooth, which was beating SRAM, but then SRAM came out this year with a 52 tooth, so now they're just going up by one teeth, and then they're going to go at 13 gears and what have you, whatnot. But on to the review. The reason why everyone's kind of liking this bike and the reason why this bike is so cool is because of the fact that this is the only bike in their lineup that comes with a full Fox setup. In my opinion, Fox, for the reason that I like them the most, is because it handles small bump compliancy so well. What I mean by that is that if you're on a cross-country kind of trail, more XC style trail where there isn't a lot of drops and dips and blah, 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 it's just more rocks, roots, stuff that is very annoying to ride over. You can feel it more. It's very harsh. This is going to handle that much more plush. It's way smoother. You can add volume spacers inside this front fork if you like, to kind of even if you want to run a lower tire pressure or run a lower shock pressure in here. What that will benefit to you is that you can run this and you don't have to worry about bottoming out because you're going to have those spacers that are take up a lot of volume. Benefit again to Fox is that their lockout system, the way this kind of works out with the rear and the front shock, is that their lockouts on here are way more pronounced. You put this into a lockout, it's going to be very stiff, and it's not going to be like the SRAM where you put into a lockout and it's kind of like firmer. It's like a more firm than what the open is. This is definitely more of like a lockout. Like it's very stiff. There might be a little bit of sag in there, but it's like a full on, not rigid, but close enough to it to a point where you notice a difference between riding open or with it fully locked out. But the reason why I'm so into the small bump compliancy on these forks and shocks is that when you're riding on these things, your body takes these hits, and on the RockShox forks in general, or just RockShox in general, I feel like that you feel more of a platform on there. You feel more of a, like a wall almost. So every time you're hitting these bumps, it feels like it's like you're pushing through it the entire time. It feels like it's like beating you up a little bit. Yes, it's doing its job, but it's more of a stiffer push through of that wall, and then the suspension engages. Whereas this is very plush the whole time, and it's just tuned properly where it's just buttery smooth. It feels like literally there's no wall here, and it's just engaging suspension as you need it. And then you can kind of put it into a little bit more of a trail mode if you like, to a point where it's not completely open, but it's so smooth that literally it makes your body fresher. You're not fatigued. Your body doesn't get beat up as much because it doesn't work your shoulders out as much, which means that you can have a longer ride, which means that you'll be able to do faster lap times in general. because you can be on a RockShox fork, or this is my opinion, but you can be on those forks that are a lot stiffer, but your body will get beat up a lot quicker. So yeah, so this is just, just want to kind of give you that input on there. The Fox forks, the Fox rear shock, the Fox dropper post, I think it looks amazing. I don't know why they don't do an S-Works model on this bike with a full Fox setup. A lot of people like that. But I guess the benefit of having that flip chip on there is that you can change the shock if you want on any model and put a Fox rear and a Fox front on the S-Works and just pay the extra money. The wheels on here are their Revol Control 25mm internal width. They are hookless rims as well. They are coming with a DT Swiss 350 hub front and rear, and I believe it's going to come with a star ratchet. I think on this one, I'm not too sure. I think it's a 36 teeth, where you can upgrade to a 54 tooth in the rear for the hub engagement, so it can be more engaging on the hub. What I mean by that, it is going to be a boost spacing, 110mm in the front, 148mm in the rear, and these wheels are going to be micro splined for the Shimano XTR dry hub body. This full setup is, the Shimano XTR is going to be a mechanical setup, so it is a cable ran through here, and they do have their clutch system on here to make this so when the clutch is down, the clutch is right here. When this clutch is down right here, it's going to make this a lot smoother shifting, but this cage is going to be a little bit softer, and it might rattle around a little bit more on more rocky terrain. If you flip this clutch up into this position, the shifts will be more of a harder press through each time. There's going to be more of a wall to break through, but it's going to be more pronounced, and it will definitely be a crisper shift, and this won't bounce around as much. You won't get as much chain slap on here. That's a benefit to having Shimano XTR. Not a big fan. I would love to see a Fox setup with a SRAM ETAP axis. I wish they spec this bike with X01 axis, to be honest with you. It would have been amazing, but this is why I think this is like a black sheep kind of bike. They put it out of their whole lineup. It's full Fox and full Shimano. This is the only bike that's like that. Everything else is all SRAM. Everything else is all RockShox. So it's a pretty cool bike for them to do that. Colorway for me, not a fan. Here we go. Okay, it's a cool looking color. I definitely like different colors. I definitely like different styles. I don't know if this would be the bike that I would want myself to have this kind of. I think they call it what do they call it? A gloss cast umber clay. Not a fan for me. It matches. It has a nice offset with the gold. The gold. It looks kind of cool. I will do a review on it in daylight. In the real world, I don't like this white backdrop. I feel like it doesn't do anything for the color. I feel like you can't get a real feel for it. This is going to be more pronounced without the white backdrop on here. With it being an Epic EVO, you do have the flip chip technology right here, so you can go ahead and flip this chip. This would bring the head tube angle in a degree. This will bring the head tube angle in a half a degree, I believe. Hold on 1 second. I will confirm that in 1 second. Stopping pack. Yes, it brings the head tube angle in a half a degree, and also raises the bottom bracket up 6mm, making this more stout and more agile, so it will be more of a cross-country bike, which is definitely a cool feature for this bike. That's the one thing I like about these Epic EVOs, is that you're getting a very slacker bike. The wheelbase is almost as long as Stump Jumper Short Travel. It's a very fun, raked-out bike that really falls through the trail and really pulls you through turns, but you can also make it stout and turn that into a little bit more of an aggressive bike. Very cool. And speaking of the full Shimano XTR, you do get a Shimano XTR 9120 brakes. So it is a 4-piston caliper brake. This is a Shimano XTR. They are a carbon lever. And then they have ceramic pistons down there on the caliper, and it's buttery smooth. I mean, the one thing about Shimano brakes is that they are a mineral oil. It is not a dot fluid. A dot fluid has more actuation to it. It can get air bubbles. The harder you press on it, the harder it's going to engage. Shimano is known for having an oil, which is just going to be a solid consistency all the way through, a solid actuation all the way through. It's going to be lever take up and then a wall. Lever take up and then a wall. Whereas SRAM, you're going to pull that brake and you're getting actuation, and that's going to allow you to go into turns a little bit faster, slower. But Shimano's always known for that. It's a love-hate thing. Very sleek. They look amazing. I'm a big fan of Shimano brakes. I never really have any issues with them. Servicing them is insane. Big fan of that. Let's see if they got a different picture. They got different angles on here. I mean, the bike looks very good like this. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like the color here. You get a better take of the rear, the gold, everything like that on there. It's a better shot of the rotors. You do have the Ice Tech pads in there as well to disperse heat to make it so, you know, they don't get as much noise. There you can see a better DT350 hub on there. Yeah, I mean, that's about it on this bike. Just kind of want to go through this. This is a little bit different review. I mean, let me know down in the comments if you liked it. It's just me kind of talking about it. I will do a better review on the bike once I get it in hands. That's the whole purpose of this channel, is to get this product in my hands because I have the store. Show it to you guys in real world, because I feel like these pictures don't really do it justice to see it in real world, and you can get a better idea. But I had so many people ask me questions about the bike. I don't have the weights yet. I will have it in a medium and large, and I'll weigh both of them when I do the video to let you know. The Pro does come with a carbon fiber bar. It better, because it's $8,250. Yeah, so you get the carbon fiber S-Works bar in here. You get a SWAT tool storage in there. You get the Shimano dropper post, the XTR shifter. It looks very clean. There you can see the crown adjustment for the fork. Let's see what else they got here. There's a beautiful S-Works logo. You can see that paint. It's very unique. Unique New York. Very unique. But yeah, that was my in-depth review. Also a lot of opinions on there. It's a lot of preference between shocks and what you like and what you don't like. I love both of them. If I can choose one of them, I'll always choose Fox on big travel bikes. Even on the small travel bikes, the Stepcast 32, I'm a huge fan of. I think it's an amazing fork. Hopefully they make some strides to redesign it next year. I know they didn't touch it this year. It's just more of a graphics revamp. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys could, please leave a like. And if you guys are new to the channel, it will help me out greatly by subscribing. And let me know what you guys want to do. Let me know what you guys want me to review next time as well. If you guys want me to do more of these videos, if you guys have requests, I can do more of these to give you my input. Hopefully we can look forward to doing more of these in the future. If you guys didn't like them, let me know, and we'll go from there, and I'll try to do more in real world reviews. But that's all for me tonight, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.